is a little bit of Johnny Mnemonic meets the new Total Recall meets District 9. After District 9 came out, I turned Neil Blomkamp into this messianic figure that was sent to us by the movie gods to save the science fiction genre. So I was curious to see what he would do with a big budget movie that has an all-star cast and without Peter Jackson's supervision. All that being said, I'm happy to say that this movie does not suck, which was my biggest concern. Elysium gets more things right than wrong. It is one of those science fiction movies that tries to be about something. But while some science fiction movies are more subtle in their approach to metaphor, Elysium intellectually manhandles you. This is about class warfare and privatized medical care! And for some that may be a little over the top, but at least it's not a science fiction movie for the sake of explosions and robots. Ultimately, I didn't mind the heavy-handed metaphors because while the movie starts as a critique of real-life issues that we have in the world today, by the end of it, it turns into a very simple story of good versus evil. And that's because we have Kruger! You know that quote from The Dark Knight where Alfred is like, some people just want to watch the world burn. That's Kruger in a nutshell. And he's brilliantly played by Sharlto Copley. So in this world where you have the rich and the powerful and the poor and the desperate, here comes Kruger, who doesn't give a fuck about any of it, and he's just all out badass. And by the end of the movie, you really want Max, the hero, to kick Kruger, the villain's ass. Now, while Sharlto Copley was brilliant as Kruger, Matt Damon as Max da Costa was just a name on a poster because he really could have been replaced with any 30, 40-something male, relatively handsome male actor working today. But the character of Max certainly has more weight to him in the sense that he follows the Vicus tradition of being a guy who really doesn't want to be a hero. He just wants to save his own skin. But circumstances being what they are, in the end he does step up and become that heroic figure. My least favorite part of the movie were the flashbacks and the romantic interest. I just hated everything that had to do with those silly "you're the chosen one" flashbacks. Furthermore, I know that I as a woman should support woman roles in science fiction, but I'm not fine with girls just filling this role of a catalyst, of the thing that has to motivate the hero to actually become a hero. I want the hero to step up and save humanity because it's the right thing to do, not because there's pussy around. On a visual level, you can definitely see the similarities with District 9 in terms of special effects and shooting on location in some pretty messed up places. But I have a sense that Neil Blomkamp wanted to experiment with this movie because he uses a lot of special effects, but some of them he only uses once. He uses a lot of slow motion in the first part, and then he uses a lot of shaky cam, and sometimes he even has this kind of point of view type of filming like you're in a video game. And I understand his need to experiment, especially since he has a $100 million budget this time, if not bigger. But the movie does not have the same unique personality on a visual level that District 9 had. So this is not as good as District 9, but then again, that was such a personal project for Neil Blomkamp that I doubt we'll ever see anything quite like that from him again. But Elysium is better than Oblivion, and in terms of it being a science fiction movie with a certain objective, to entertain and to make you think, I think it did its job, and from that point of view, I think it's on the same level as Pacific Rim, for instance. Pew 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 pew.